Hello, Sauk Trail Baptist Temple saints and guests. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. It is intended to give you a glimpse into what services indoors will look like at STBT, so you can determine if you can join us inside or how you would like your experience to look indoors. To do this, I would like to give you a brief explanation of how our services will look inside our building. All of our indoor services at this time will take place in our Memorial Hall building. That's the large building on the southern side of our property where our main auditorium is. Through the month of June, we are continuing Sunday morning outdoor drive-in services. However, starting June 17th, our Wednesday morning, Wednesday evening, and Sunday evening services will be in Memorial Hall. Knowing that everyone has a different level of response to their personal safety concerning coronavirus, we've modified the use of our building and services to accommodate as many people as possible. I do understand that we may not be able to accommodate everyone, and not everyone is ready to be back inside. Because of this, we will continue our online services as much as possible to allow those who still cannot come to have a connection with their church. No one is intentionally left out in any way. For those that would like to come to a service, let me show you how the building is set up so you can make an educated choice about your attendance and experience inside. Our main parking lot and main entrance on the east side of our property is open for anyone to use without any social distancing or mask restrictions. The governor has lifted all mandatory restrictions on churches, so the majority of our property and building will not be limited in these ways. This is true also of the majority of the seating in the Memorial Hall auditorium. No one in the general area is required to social distance or wear masks unless they want to. We will, though, provide hand sanitizers and masks at each door, and we ask that no more than 5 people be in the general use bathrooms at any time. However, understanding that some will need to social distance and may not want the risk of being in an area where social distancing is not required, a certain section of our seating and building will be designated as social distancing sections. In these sections, we will require 6-foot social distancing and masks to be worn. On the southwest portion of the parking lot, there is a social distancing parking lot and entrance. If you would rather not park in the general parking lot or enter the general entrance, then you are welcome to use this area. Please know that the most accessible restrooms are upstairs. However, if you want to use the general use restrooms on the main floor, then you are welcome to do that as well. When you enter the social distancing entrance, you will be greeted and helped with your seating arrangement. Hand sanitizer and masks will be available just inside the door for you, and you have the choice of either going upstairs to our social distancing rooms to watch the service on video, so you are out of the main auditorium, or you can sit on the balcony as well. Everyone will be responsible for distancing themselves in the rooms, on the balcony, or in any social distancing section, but the church is doing what it can to help with the process. Please note that the balcony seating does not have great visibility while seated, but it is an option if you desire. One-person use bathrooms are also available upstairs to make it easier to be distant from others. Another option you have when you enter the social distancing entrance is to sit in a special ground floor social distancing section. Chairs are set up for you to sit together alone or as a family, but distanced from others. For those who would prefer not to use stairs, but instead would like to use the elevator to access the social distancing sections upstairs, there will be a special elevator social distancing entrance at the main general entrance. What is most important is for everyone to show respect to each other. If someone is sitting in a social distancing section, then they are indicating they need to be protected and see it as best not to hug or shake hands or be close to anyone at that time. Please show respect by social distancing and wearing a mask in those areas. Respect is also shown by not making them feel like an outsider. You may not choose to sit in that section, and that's okay, but you should not treat those that choose to protect themselves in this way as if they are strange or one of those people. You do not know all of the health concerns that others have and should not pressure them or make them feel badly for choosing to social distance or wear a mask. These kinds of things should not divide us as a church. Make sure that church is about coming together to make disciples and worship the Lord. It doesn't need to be about who is social distancing and who is not. Respect is also shown by not forcing your decisions on others. If you don't mind shaking hands and hugging, that's fine, but not everyone is ready to do that. So it is best not to approach someone and put out your hand or hug them without first asking, "Are you shaking hands?" or "Are you hugging?" Be conscious of how you ask the question and what you do so you avoid being condescending. Some people may not sit in the designated social distancing sections, but that doesn't mean they don't want space. They still may not want to be touched at this time, so don't assume anything upon anyone. If you do assume something, it's best to assume that they are social distancing. But if respect means not forcing our decisions on others, it also means we cannot force people to take the same precautions as everyone else. Each person needs to be able to make their own choices about their personal health in response to coronavirus, and their decision needs to be respected. Even if they're taking little to no precautions, everyone has that liberty. What we don't have the liberty to do is to criticize each other and force each other to take our stance. Let's be sure to keep the unity of the Spirit and the bond of peace, as Ephesians says. Church is still about Christ. Let's keep our focus on Him and not on ourselves. I look forward to having services inside once again. I know many have been excited about this opportunity. God is still working at STBT, and we are still God's church. Let's move forward wisely and by faith and with love for each other. May God bless you today, and if possible, we hope to see you at a service soon.